Hey, Scott 80 here. This video is the rainy season in the Philippines. The rainy season has returned in the Philippines. Here it is, middle of June, and sure enough, the Habagat, which is the southwest monsoon, is now strong in the Philippines. It actually was quite a wet year altogether, even before the usual rainy season or the Habagat season started. La Nina is to blame for a much wetter than normal pattern. La Nina is a phenomenon, cooler than normal water in the equatorial Pacific. It increases the easterly trade winds, which pushes warm water into the western Pacific, which causes a bit more convection, a bit more rain, heavy rain, pretty much. And that is why in the Philippines, there was a lot of rain even before the typical rainy season. Now we're back into the typical rainy season called the Habagat. The other season, the drier season, is the Amihan. That's the northeast monsoon coming down off the Asian continent. There are areas of the Philippines that also get rain year-round. They don't really have a dry season. And this area here in central Bohol is exactly one of those places. We have a wet season and a wetter season. Really, that's what we have, and now is the wetter season, and you can see this heavy rain, and these downpours come quickly and they also leave quickly, but the water pools up pretty quickly, and it's not safe to be on a motorcycle at this time, and you'll want to take cover pretty quickly when one of these rainstorms pops up. So here in central Bohol, this has been like this every single day since I got here. The same type of weather, lots of convection, lots of showers, sometimes extremely heavy showers. There's a heavy shower. You can't even see the mountains there behind those trees. There's a bunch of mountains there, sort of like that, and that's coming this way. It's going to be pouring here any minute. It's actually starting to rain already, and yeah, you can see there, like, this is the typical weather. Like, you can see those towering cumulus clouds, and this is typical Habagat weather. Habagat here in the Philippines, and here in Bohol, like I mentioned, there isn't, it isn't a distinct wet and dry season. I've noticed that. Rains can happen any time of the year here, in the interior of Bohol, any time of the year. I've been here when there's been extremely heavy rain. And something to keep in mind if you're traveling around the Philippines or you're living here, this is the time of year where you're going to be having to need to know about that, and need to know about the potential problems with the rainy season in the Philippines. A very wet country. Going to try and stay dry here as this heavy rain is about to hit. And sure enough, that heavy shower hit, and this is such typical weather in the Habagat season. This shower will be here maybe for 20 minutes or half an hour, and then it'll be on its merry way, and then we'll get into that clearing over there. And what's typical too is you'll get all this heavy rain, and then it'll clear up, and then just be really hot and humid. That's typical tropical weather in the rainy season. This is my backyard view here of the heavy rain. I noticed the roads are designed quite well here to withstand this very wet climate. One of the things you'll notice is that the water is draining off the road very nicely, and there are drainage ditches on most roads here, and so the water's draining. There's also, you'll notice, the little grooves, tiny little grooves in the pavement, which is to prevent the road from getting too slippery, and also to help drain the water off the road. So these roads are quite well designed for this weather, this extremely wet climate. Here, let me know what you think. The guys that live here and the guys that are traveling here, let me know what you think of the rainy season. Do you think it rains too much in the Philippines? Do you enjoy the rain in the Philippines? Does it rain more here, or does it rain more in your country? Let me know in the comments section. I like the rain. I have no problem with the rain. It's totally fine with me. And plus, tropical rain, you know how it works. It's over pretty fast, and then it's short but sweet. I think knowing and informing yourself about the climate and the weather of a place when you're going to visit there, or especially going to live there, I think that's very important. And I don't think a lot of people often understand how much it does rain in the Philippines, but it's not always such a bad thing. I mean, the reason the Philippines is so green and lush is because of all the rain. Unfortunately, it can be a bad thing when you get these big low pressure systems and, of course, typhoons, and that can cause extreme flooding and landslides and so much damage. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.